Alright, I turned it over, and well, just for the sake of it, I thought we'd polish this up, see if we can get this a little cleaner. So when we polyurethane it, this is nice and clear on the bottom as well. Why not? And I can see the river through there, so I thought maybe some light coming through would help with the inside, the other side being so dark. So that would be cool. So let's just try to polish this up a little bit right in here. Take it up to 240. So there's 100 grit. Took it down pretty good. I got some little pockets there that can't get it all flush to. We're just going to keep moving along. You can see why this type of paper they talk about is not the best. It cakes up on there. See? Cakes up and then it heats up. And we don't want to heat up the epoxy too much. It's pretty warm. So, funny, the edges are bad. This is holding up pretty good. So that one's kind of ruined unless we can use my stick I'm going to get to clean it off. We'll try the stick on that. So let's go to that was 100 or 120. Here's a 120. And keep going on up and see if we can get it to polish and be pretty. Even though it's the bottom, work our way up through these. There's the 120. Here goes 150. Alright, there's the 150. All caked up in garbage. Here goes the 180. You can see it's starting to get a little smoother now. Less dust. Let's do it. Alright, there's the 180. It's looking a lot smoother. I can still see some scratches in there from some lower grits. But here is the one. It's an old one. We'll see if it clogs up anyways. 240. And here we go. That should clear up with some epoxy on there. Chunks. Some pits that finally started to show up, I think. I also took this opportunity to clean up this edge as well. The front, the face that you'll see. So I went through all the grits on that and cleaned up all the overspray. Now we can just focus on the top. Hopefully not make a mess there again. Alright, let's make some mortises right there. Here we go. There we go. I like it kind of swooping out. We could do that to all of them. That's nice that it has a little wiggle because you can lock it in out like that on all four. Cool, let's do all four. Good. Over there. This one's here. Here. 4. Right now, putting in the mortises. There's one. Let's do this one now. A little high so we can grind that down when it's all glued on. But we're really close. That's what we want to be, as close. So then we can just sand it all up and around these sharp edges and grind down just a little bit. The side is highest because we want the bottom here, I mean this whole top piece, to be level when we flood coat the whole top. So we're trying to make sure that's going to happen. Alright, it's all glued up. Filling some of those caverns. That took about an hour, so could have made a huge time lapse, but my computer's so full of video right now, I thought I'd just put it together and show you the end. Alright, we're going to move this out of the way, and thinking of sanding these up and preparing them for some metal legs, like for plant holders, plant stands. Be real pretty. Before I go getting started with these others. So now we got to sand the glue that's oversprayed a little bit in here. Otherwise the stain won't get in there good and make some white blotches, I suppose. So I see around the edge my glue here. So alright, as you've often seen me use, the Olympic Elite wood oil works great on this cherry wood. Pops all the red out. Here we go. Let's stain it first before we polyurethane it. Boy, is it getting low. Look at that. Definitely has. Alright, it's all nicely stained, looks beautiful. The one thing stain does for us is then all this glue up. When we put glue everywhere, our hands got all gluey, and we touch things like that. And it shows you the stain can't get in there. So look at this nice blotch over here by this, hard to see there, some over there, a couple spots. So gonna take the sander and I can sand those out and restain them, and then we know we're all good. Most of it looks pretty darn nice. Alright, what we're trying to do here is make it level. I'm using this specific click with my level, and I've determined there is of course a wobble. We need to get rid of that, so these two are too high. Drop it down and get it all level. And really what we want is this to be parallel with the very top of the, so when it stands on the ground there, it's actually flat on the top, especially since we're going to pour a flood coat of epoxy across the top. So let's grind this down. Alright, the legs are stained, level, sanded, ready for polyurethane. We're going to wait on that because if we have any spillage on the epoxy coming down the edges, especially staining this and all this, probably can get away with putting the polyurethane on the legs, but we're going to wait. We've made that mistake in the past, so learn from our mistakes. I'm going to go ahead, flip it over, and finish the top. Put our layer of epoxy on here, and then grind off any spilling that comes down off the edge, and then stain it again and polyurethane everything. Something really cool is that now, light, I can see my hand through the top. So here we are, looking pretty good. Turn it back over. What I do like is I can see my hand through there. Light is going to come through the river at least, but everything else is still pretty dark. But with the light shining down in there, you can totally see the bear, this fish, the trees standing up, the grass and the log in the corner there, right, this other tree, the other log across the river there, and the dead tree over this corner is kind of the darkest, and the waterfall. So in the end, I think it's going to turn out okay. Certainly would have liked that green to be much brighter grass down there, but it soaked up with epoxy and got dark. So we need to fill up a thin coat about a 1/4 inch here, get this pretty full, let that dry, and then we can flood coat the entire top and protect it. Alright, so let's make a batch and do that, get it done.